there, it's Amanda from Fun Hands-On Learning. And today I'd like to show you some alphabet activities that I have that we are going to add to our learning activities for next week. So the first one is a new activity, and what I did is I made some activities that use real pictures of the items that start with the letter. So the first thing I did is I made some flashcards. So the flashcards all use real pictures. So you've got an apple, and balloon, and a clock. So you can see there that each of these pictures are real pictures of something that starts with the letter. So then I'm going to use these as just basic practice of our alphabet together. So we'll flip through. A for apple, B for balloon, C for clock, clock, D for drum, E for eggs, F for fruit, fruit, G for gift, H for hen, I for insect, insect, J for jacket, K for kiwi, L for lemon, O lemon. So you get the idea. I'm going to keep going through the song. We go to all the way to the end with this song of all of the letters. Then, obviously, that's a really good way to practice for memory. So the kids are practicing their letter sounds and they're associating it with a picture. Then what we like to do is, I'm going to put this oh, you can't see that. I'm going to show you this. This is a little pocket chart. And maybe if I move my camera just a bit, there you can see it. This is a little tabletop pocket chart that I really like. I got it from orientaltrading.com a couple of years ago. And I think it's still on there if you are interested in it. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I do enjoy this little pocket chart. So we might put our letter up there, and then I like to do some other little activities with the kids. And one of the things I really love to do, and I'm sure you've seen this before, is have them make the letter in Play-Doh. And so I always have them roll out the Play-Doh into these long strips, and then we try to make the letters. So there you can see I just made an A. And if you have a student that needs more help with making a letter, like they may need to see the letter and make it on a mat, I have Play-Doh mats that we use to make our letters that give the kids the lines that really help them out. And I will leave a link below to those if you're interested. But that's one of the things we like to do. Then, another thing that comes along that I made with this activity is, besides the flashcards, is I also made this little activity center. So these are alphabet mats, and this is what they look like. And what the kids do is they take a mat, and I'm just gonna use A since that's what we were doing. I'm gonna put it in my pocket chart here. And then they have to go through their cards, and these are real pictures of items that start with the different letters of the alphabet. And they have to find the one that matches A. So apple matches A, and then they would put that with their card. Now you don't have to do this on a pocket chart. You can just do it right here on the desk as well, just like this. You could also, oh, you can't even see that. You could also attach some, what am I thinking of? The Velcro dots. And then when they stick it on there, it would stay. But either way, all they do is they are going to match up the picture with what it starts with. So C, and then they would go through here and look for I believe it's a clock for C. There it is. Okay, so this next activity is building alphabet letters. And so one of the things that comes with this, it comes with the alphabet letter building cards that help the kids see how to build the different alphabet letters. So it's got the capitals and the lowercase letters, and then it gives the kids an example of how to build them. Then it also has the building pieces. Now you could print them off. I did the vowels red and the consonants blue. So you can actually, my kids are being loud. You could actually print them off red and blue if you want. Or what I did is I printed mine off to try to save some ink. I I printed the pieces off, the black and white version, and then I just used, goodness, there's so much loud noise going on, I'm sorry. So I printed them off on the black and white version, and then I just used hot colored paper. So I used hot pink for the red pieces, and then like a dark purplish blue color. I think it's kind of purplish, for the consonants. So I did still do the consonants and the vowels different colors, but it saved me a lot of ink because I just used colored paper instead of printing them all off in color. So anyways, so yeah, then you have the pieces. And then you also have Build-It mats, and I printed out one Build-It mat big to show you. You could print out all your Build-It mats large, and then, or what I wanted to do to also save paper is I printed out my Build-It mats small, and I'm going to show you the difference in how we're going to use these Build-It mats. All right, so the first thing is to build their letters. So one way you can do that is you can give them the Build-It cards and whatever letter you're practicing for the week. So let's say you are practicing the letter E for the week. So then you're going to give the children the pieces for the letter E. And my letter E is like on hot pink paper because that's what I did my vowels on. And these are all the pieces to make capital and lowercase e. So what they're going to do is they're going to use the pieces to build it. So to make a capital E, it's one long line and 3 short lines. Actually, 2, 3. That's how they would build the capital E. And then, let's see if I can move that over here a minute. Then, if you're working on lowercase e, you go ahead and build lowercase e as well. So I laminated all of my pieces so that they can be used over and over again, and I won't have a problem with it. I also laminated all of my cards. And so this activity is supposed to not only help kids with learning what the letter looks like, it's also supposed to help them with handwriting and penmanship so that they can see what the strokes would be if they were actually going to write the letter. So to move on from this step, you can move on to the Build-It mats so that they can practice their penmanship. Now, the Build-It mats come this size. They come full page, and I did not laminate this page because I wanted to I just printed it out big just to show you one of them. And so I'm going to do that with you right now. So what the kids would do, and let me get the pieces out. So as you can see, this is the Build-It mat for capital A. So now I have all the different pieces right here. I laminated my pieces like I showed you to make capital and lowercase a. So the first thing that they would do on their Build-It mat, and obviously you want to have it laminated or you want to have it in a protector sheet. But I don't have mine because, like I said, I'm using this as an example because I'm going to show you what I did to kind of save paper. But anyways, so what they would do is they're going to take their pieces, and over here they're going to build the letter. Let's see here. That's for little. Okay. No, this one. Okay, that one's for lowercase a. All right, so they're going to build their letter on this side, like so. Using the example picture, okay, they can build their letter. So there, I built capital A. So it's big line, and then cross. So then the second step is to trace their letter. So now if you have this laminated, you want to use a dry erase marker, and the kids would go ahead and trace the capital A. And then the last part is they're going to write the capital A on the line. And again, if you have this laminated, then they can do it over and over again. So I have a mat like this for every letter of the alphabet. Now what I did to try to make it a little bit, to save a little bit of paper, is I printed them off half size. So half the size of the sheet. So when I sent them to my printer, I said to print 2 per page. So on each page, I got 1 capital letter and 1 lowercase letter. So it saved me about half the amount of ink and half the amount of paper. Now here's why I made that's why I made them smaller, and then here's how it works. So my smaller ones now, you can see here, you can see I have every letter, and I laminated all of them, okay? So now, they would still build it, but it's going to take up more space, obviously, than on a giant mat. So you can either have them build it off to the side, like this, next to their mat, if you're using a smaller mat like I do. Or you could still have them build it on here. It's just going to come off the mat a little bit. Okay, so then, after they build it, the next step, again, is supposed to be tracing. And of course mine is laminated, so I'm going to use the dry erase marker to trace. And actually you're supposed to start at the top, so I should have gone down, down, and across. And then I'm going to write it. Down, down, and across. So I can still use my mat even though it's smaller. And the same thing would work with the back, which I have lowercase a on. So they would go ahead and build their lowercase a, like so. And then they're going to trace. So it's a little curve and a little line, a little curve and a little line. All right, so now to extend this activity, I'm going to show you some fun things that I do. All right, so let's say we did our capital A. I'm going to move some of these things out of my way. And I have my mat here, and I built my capital A, and I have traced it and all of that. Then what I like to do is I like to provide the kids some manipulatives to work with. So I give them alphabet manipulatives. So I'll give them, for example, these blocks, and I'll say, now find the letter A. They have to find the letter A and match it up. Here's another example. You could use your magnetic letters. Find the letter A, capital A. These ones have capital and lowercase, so they have to find the capital one, and they'd have to go ahead and match it up. Now my blocks also have lowercase, it's just that they're on the back. Okay, and then here's another example. These are puzzle pieces from a Melissa and Doug puzzle. And they, of course, you would give them the pieces and have them find the capital A. There it is. And they would match it up. So those are just 3 examples of different manipulatives you could use to have them find the letters. Then another thing I also like to do is I like to use, since we're practicing handwriting, I like to use a sandbox. So our sandbox is just this tin that we have, and we have green sand in ours. You could also use salt, works just as well. And you just need a writing utensil, and then they practice the strokes. So it'd be big line, little line, and cross. So they practice the strokes of making the letter that they just built. And of course the building pieces help them with remembering what the strokes are for making the letter themselves. And then the last thing I have here, actually I have pulled these out. These are just tracing cards that I have where the kids trace capital and lowercase letters, and I'll leave a link to these as well. I've had these, I made these a long time ago, and they also provide them with a picture clue and then the tracing letters, and then you can just use them with dry erase markers. So we do this all the time. You can see here's one that we did with O that we didn't erase. Here's a C that we did that we didn't erase. So we use these all the time. I also have number ones in here as well because we do practice our tracing our numbers too. But anyways, I keep them in this little, I don't know, what pencil case, I guess you could call it. And then whatever letter we're working on for handwriting that day, we will pull out the card, and I will have them trace the letter on the card with their, and I keep a couple dry erase markers in there so I can just pull this out and we do those. But yeah, so this activity is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to add this to our repertoire of activities that we're going to be using to practice not only our letter sounds and names, but to be practicing our handwriting. This particular activity definitely also practices fine motor and handwriting, so I really like that. And the way I made mine is I laminated them, and then I just connected them with, you could use a paper clip, but I was finding that the pieces were falling out of paper clips, and then I didn't know what was what, so I put rubber bands on them. And then another thing you could do is you can mark each piece on the back before you laminate them, or even after you laminate them with a permanent marker, and just mark what it is. So if it goes with a capital A or a lowercase a, just put the letter on the back so you know what the pieces are. So if the pieces get mixed up, you know where it goes. And that's probably something I will go back and do, is get my permanent marker out and go and mark all the back of each piece. But for now, at least I have them all printed out. They're cut out, and they're kind of put together so that I know what's what. That's it, guys. Those are our new alphabet activities for this week. I know some of you have been waiting for me to do another weekly what activities and lessons we're doing for the week for preschool, and then I usually do a kindergarten video and a first grade video. I just haven't gotten around to it. We've been so super busy, especially as you can tell with school, trying to I've been really focusing on the kids and making sure that they're getting what they need before I do videos, and so I just haven't been able to. Those videos take a long time because there's a lot of activities that we do every week. So, because not only do I have to find time to film the videos, which the videos are usually like, I don't know, after I film them, they're like 45 minutes long. Then I have to edit the videos, and I usually can cut them down to about 35 minutes or so. Then I have to upload the videos, which takes another like hour or so of time because my computer is not like, our internet is not the fastest ever. So that takes like another hour or two, and then I have to add like links in the description. It takes a while. So anyways, I really appreciate you guys following along with me, and I will just try to do the videos that I can do and go from there. And I appreciate all of your kind comments all the time, and if you have any questions, leave them below. And again, I'll leave links to all of these activities you saw in the video, this one and the other one that I showed you at the beginning of the video, in the description box below. And we'll see you next time, guys.